In a sleek corner office adorned with accolades and elegant furnishings, Michael gazed out at the sprawling city skyline. Normally, this view filled him with a sense of accomplishment, but today, it felt vacant. His attention drifted to the employee satisfaction report resting on his desk, his brow furrowing in concern. How had things spiraled so far out of control without him noticing? A staggering 15% decline in employee satisfaction for 3 consecutive months at one of his Virginia offices. Complaints of toxicity, favoritism, and potential racial discrimination were flooding in. These alarming red flags compelled TechVision CEO Malik Jennings to take decisive action. He resolved to don a disguise and infiltrate the reception area, eager to see the company through the eyes of his employees. Putting on the standard issue uniform and adjusting a fake mustache was not an easy decision for Malik. He understood the risks if discovered. It could lead to a public relations nightmare and erode the trust he had worked so hard to build. But with a spark of hope igniting within him, he recognized this was his opportunity to uncover the truth and mend the fractures within his company. As he stepped into the building that had once been his domain, he felt an odd mix of anticipation and trepidation. Gone were his tailored suits and polished Oxfords. He was now just another face in the crowd. The weight of the reception desk's responsibilities felt foreign to Malik, and as he caught a glimpse of his reflection in the lobby's glass doors, he saw not the confident CEO, but a man grappling with uncertainty. His first task as a receptionist involved managing a busy front desk. As he juggled phone calls and greeted visitors, he overheard a conversation between two senior managers nearby. "Did you see the latest email about the new efficiency measures?" One asked. "Yeah, just what we needed. More work for less pay. The customer service team is already overloaded." The other replied dismissively. "Well, it's not our problem. Let HR deal with the complaints. We have more important things to focus on," the first manager retorted. Malik felt as though he had been struck by lightning. Was this the attitude that had permeated his company? As the manager sauntered away, oblivious to his true identity, he felt a sense of discomfort settle in his gut. Had he, in any way, fostered this kind of indifference? Throughout the day, Malik wrestled with the challenges of his new role. The switchboard seemed to have a mind of its own, and he struggled to keep pace with the myriad tasks. But it wasn't merely the physical demands that weighed heavily on him. It was the emotional toll of witnessing the management's casual disregard for employee concerns. In the break room, as he refilled coffee mugs, he overheard the management team discussing the state of the company. Their conversation was rife with frustration and condescension toward lower-level employees. One manager even went so far as to hurl insults at the customer service team, and the others laughed along, reveling in the toxic camaraderie. Malik felt a surge of shame and anger wash over him. These were the individuals he had trusted to lead with integrity, yet they were perpetuating a culture of elitism and disdain. By the end of his first shift, Malik was physically exhausted from the demands of the job, but the real struggle lay within his mind. As he removed his uniform and stared at his reflection, he confronted the harsh truth. He had embarked on this undercover mission to gain insight into his company's operations and identify areas for improvement, but instead, he had unearthed an ugly culture of disrespect that cut to the core of the organization he had built. The following day, Malik returned to his role as a receptionist with the hope of a different experience. The bustling office environment contrasted sharply with his usual executive suite. Once again, he observed the employees around him, and amidst the crowd, he spotted Lisa, a key member of the Virginia management team. Malik had been informed by his board members that she was a vital asset, known for her efficiency and no-nonsense approach to business. However, as the day progressed, he began to notice a troubling pattern in Lisa's behavior. Her interactions with lower-level employees starkly contrasted with the professionalism she displayed in meetings. She spoke harshly, her words laced with insults, and her body language radiated an air of superiority that left Malik feeling uncomfortable. The turning point came when Lisa approached him, her eyes scanning the front desk with disdain. Is this seriously how you're handling things? She sneered. I've never seen such a disaster at the front desk. Papers everywhere, phones ringing off the hook, and you can't even answer them on time. No wonder this place is falling apart. It's because you people can't even do the basics right. The phrase, you people, echoed in Malik's mind, igniting a wave of anger. What did that even mean? He felt deeply wounded by her words. He had always envisioned a company built on respect and collaboration, yet here was a senior manager belittling him for simply doing his job. As Lisa turned on her heel and walked away, Malik stood in disbelief, his heart clenched in frustration. Nearby, a kind-hearted IT worker named Henry exchanged a knowing glance with his colleague, murmuring, "Don't think too much about it. That's just how she acts." The weight of Henry's words hit Malik like a punch to the gut. Linda's behavior wasn't an isolated incident. It was a regular occurrence that permeated the office culture. The realization that this toxic atmosphere had developed under his leadership filled him with a sense of betrayal and failure. As the rest of the day unfolded, Malik remained acutely aware of the interactions around him. He noticed how some employees shrank at Lisa's approach, while others adopted defensive stances. The air was thick with tension, resentment, and fear. Malik couldn't shake the feeling that his team had missed these signs for far too long. Observing Lisa's interactions with other department heads, Malik spotted a disturbing pattern. She was adept at presenting a polished facade to those she deemed important, but wielded a sharp tongue and dismissive attitude toward those she perceived as beneath her. This duplicitous behavior not only harmed employee morale, but also jeopardized the overall productivity and success of the company. The stark contrast between Lisa's public persona and her true nature left Malik feeling betrayed. The senior management team had entrusted her with significant responsibilities, believing her to be a reflection of the values he had hoped to instill in the company. Now, he was confronted with the uncomfortable truth that their judgment had been gravely misguided. As the day drew to a close, Malik found himself consumed by thoughts of what he had witnessed. The issues within the office were far more extensive than he had initially realized. It wasn't merely one manager's toxic behavior. It was a culture that had festered under his watch. However, amidst the chaos, Malik discovered something remarkable. Tech Vision was teeming with hidden talent, concealed in plain sight. The busy office floor was alive with employees who were dedicated yet stressed. From his new vantage point at the reception desk, he began to recognize patterns he had overlooked in the past. Two employees stood out to him, Angela, a senior accountant, and Henry from the IT department. At first glance, they appeared ordinary, just another part of the team. But as Malik observed them more closely, he recognized the extraordinary dedication and resilience they displayed in their daily actions. Angela was often the first to arrive and the last to leave, pouring her heart into her work. One evening, as the office cleared out and the cleaning staff began their rounds, Malik overheard a conversation between Angela and a colleague. "Angela, you're still here?" the colleague asked, surprised. Angela looked up, explaining, "I'm just finishing the quarterly reports. They need to be perfect for the board meeting tomorrow." "But it's your daughter's recital tonight, right?" the colleague pressed. A flicker of pain crossed Angela's face. "I know, but I'll make it up to her this weekend," she replied resolutely. Malik felt a pang of guilt wash over him. He had no idea of the sacrifices his employees were making to uphold the company's standards. While the upper management exhibited abusive behaviors, Angela was sacrificing precious moments for the sake of her work. In contrast, Henry was a beacon of positivity within the stressful environment. Malik witnessed him moving from desk to desk, patiently solving technical issues with a warm smile. But it was more than just his IT skills that struck Malik. It was the way Henry uplifted the spirits of those around him. One day, Malik observed a touching scene unfold. A new intern struggled with a broken computer, tears of frustration welling in her eyes. Henry approached her gently, assuring her that together they would resolve the issue. For the next hour, he stayed by her side, teaching her basic troubleshooting skills and turning a moment of despair into one of triumph. As the days passed, Malik began to see Angela and Henry as more than just employees. They were hidden pillars of tech vision, showcasing the hard work, dedication, and compassion he had always envisioned for his company. But one troubling thought gnawed at him. Why hadn't the management team noticed their exceptional qualities before? The problem, he realized, lay within the very structure he had created, coupled with his growing distance from the day-to-day operations. One afternoon, Malik overheard Angela confiding in a coworker, "I've been passed over for promotion 3 times now. I work so hard, but it feels like I'm invisible unless I'm part of the right social circle." Her words struck Malik hard. He had always believed that dedication and hard work should be celebrated. Yet the prevailing culture at Tech Vision was obstructing its brightest stars from rising. Meanwhile, Henry's situation mirrored Angela's, but was equally concerning. Despite his expertise and invaluable people skills, he remained in a junior role, his potential untapped. Malik pondered how many other employees were in similar predicaments, their talents hidden beneath the surface. As Malik continued his undercover role for the week, he faced a profound realization. Tech Vision was brimming with untapped potential, employees whose skills and dedication far exceeded their current roles. Now, he had to confront a new challenge: how to cultivate a culture that genuinely recognized and nurtured talent at all levels. How could he ensure that hard work and skill were acknowledged, regardless of social connections or visibility? With these questions looming in his mind, Malik called an emergency meeting with his board and senior management team. He entered the boardroom as Malik Jennings, the CEO, with a clear purpose and focus. The team regarded him with a mixture of surprise and curiosity, unaware of the full extent of his discoveries. "Thank you all for coming on such short notice," Malik began, his tone serious. "I want to address some pressing issues that have come to light over the past week. I've been undercover within the company, and what I've seen has been both enlightening and alarming." He allowed his words to resonate, observing the uneasy glances exchanged among the senior managers. "Our company is facing a crisis. Employee satisfaction has dropped by 15%. I've uncovered a culture rife with favoritism and a troubling lack of recognition for hard work and talent." As Malik spoke, Lisa shifted uncomfortably in her seat, her discomfort palpable. He noted her unease but pressed on with his message. "We must confront these issues head-on. I've witnessed extraordinary dedication from employees like Angela and Henry, who are not receiving the recognition they deserve. Our current system is failing them and, in turn, failing the company." The room fell silent, with mixed reactions from the gathered managers. Some attempted to defend their actions, while others appeared genuinely concerned. Malik knew that instigating change would be a daunting task, yet he was resolute in his commitment to see it through. To kickstart this transformation, Malik proposed a new framework for promotions and recognition, one that evaluated employee performance and contributions based solely on merit, rather than social connections. He also introduced regular feedback mechanisms to ensure that all employees had a voice and were able to report any issues they encountered. As Malik sat in his office, reflecting on the necessary changes, an unexpected knock at the door jolted him from his thoughts. It was Lisa, her voice trembling. "Mr. Jennings, there's something I need to confess. It's about the recent complaints regarding the toxic culture." Malik's heart raced. He had anticipated resistance, but not this level of fear. "Go on," he urged, maintaining his composure as Lisa took a deep breath. "We've been manipulated. There's something you need to know about the complaints and the drop in employee satisfaction. It wasn't just internal issues. There's someone working against us. Someone who has been feeding misinformation and stirring up trouble from the outside." Before Malik could respond, Lisa's phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen, her face paling. "Oh no," she exclaimed. "It's happening again." Handing Malik her phone, she displayed a video feed from a concealed security camera in the general office. What he saw was disturbing. An unidentified figure clad in a black hoodie and mask prowling the office, approaching employees and threatening them with personal secrets to manipulate them. The figure seemed eerily familiar. "Who is that?" Malik asked, confusion clouding his mind. "I don't know," Lisa replied, shaking her head. "But they've been coercing people to act out, threatening to expose their secrets if they don't comply." Malik's mind raced as he processed this new information. If Lisa's claims were accurate, the challenges facing Tech Vision weren't solely internal. Someone was actively sabotaging the company from the outside. Before he could further contemplate the implications, another knock interrupted his thoughts. A tall man in a suit entered, carrying a briefcase. Malik recognized him immediately. It was Oliver Grant, a renowned investigator specializing in major fraud cases. "I'm here because I received an anonymous tip," Oliver stated firmly. "I believe someone is actively sabotaging your company. The individual behind this has detailed knowledge of your operations and is using that information to instigate chaos." Malik's mind reeled as Oliver's words deepened the mystery. Recent company decisions began to coalesce into a pattern, but the question remained. Who had the motive and means to orchestrate such a scheme? Oliver opened a file and revealed evidence. "We traced the sabotage to a former employee who was let go under suspicious circumstances last year. They've been harboring a grudge and are now using their knowledge to disrupt your company." A chill ran down Malik's spine. The former employee was a senior analyst who had once held access to sensitive data and understood Tech Vision inside and out. "We've also uncovered a network of accomplices," Oliver continued. "They're leveraging personal secrets to control and manipulate employees, all part of a broader scheme to undermine your leadership and damage the company's reputation." As Malik absorbed this revelation, he realized that the troubles at Tech Vision were far more complex than he had originally perceived. The company was under attack, and it was becoming increasingly clear that the leadership was being framed for failures that were not their own. Determined to get to the bottom of this, Malik, alongside Oliver, began investigating the true nature of the sabotage. They uncovered more evidence linking the former employee to the turmoil within the organization. It became apparent that this individual had enlisted the help of others to orchestrate a campaign against Malik, all in a bid to reclaim control of the company. This startling discovery led to intense confrontations and legal ramifications. Malik understood that he needed to take decisive action. Some of the employees, including Lisa, had been complicit in perpetuating the toxic culture. They had treated their co-workers poorly and remained silent about the sabotage that was crippling the company. Malik called Lisa and the other implicated managers in for meetings, presenting them with the evidence of their misconduct. He made it clear that their behavior was unacceptable. Lisa and her accomplices faced serious consequences, including suspension and mandatory training on appropriate workplace conduct. They were also required to apologize to their teams for the chaos they had caused. Simultaneously, Malik wanted to reward the employees who had exemplified integrity and hard work. Angela and Henry were two shining stars who had consistently demonstrated their dedication. Angela, who had worked tirelessly and made personal sacrifices, received a well-deserved promotion and salary increase, reflecting her contributions and commitment. Henry, with his unwavering positivity and exceptional problem-solving skills, was given a new role leading the IT team, along with a salary boost and a greater say in decision-making processes. Malik wanted to ensure that Henry's talents and uplifting attitude were recognized and valued, preventing future issues like this from arising. To foster a healthier workplace culture, Malik introduced new policies at Tech Vision. He implemented regular meetings where employees could voice their feedback, improve systems for reporting issues, and enhance recognition for hard work and dedication. Malik committed to being more present and visible within the company, striving to cultivate an environment where every employee felt valued and encouraged. As Malik gazed out at the city skyline from his office, he felt the weight of the past few days begin to lift. The crisis had tested him in ways he hadn't anticipated, but it had also strengthened his resolve to lead Tech Vision with renewed focus and a deeper understanding of the inherent challenges within his organization. In the weeks that followed, Malik worked tirelessly to rebuild the trust that had been eroded within Tech Vision. He recognized that the road to recovery would be long and that genuine change would require consistent effort and dedication. But with a newfound commitment to transparency, accountability, and employee empowerment, he was determined to transform Tech Vision into a place where every employee could thrive. The lessons learned during his undercover experience would stay with him forever, serving as a reminder of the importance of empathy, vigilance, and the need to stay connected to the heart of the company. As he embarked on this journey of change, Malik was ready to embrace the challenges ahead and usher in a new era of growth and positivity for Tech Vision.